network. One is called as PERT, project evaluation and review technique, and other is called as critical path method. We'll try to differentiate. PERT is used for non-jobs. That is, example is research activity. So CPM is used for repetitive jobs like building construction or assembly of any mechanical. The PERT is probabilistic model, and normally we use beta distribution for this. And the critical path method is deterministic model. The beta distribution is given by, this is the percentage of probability, and this one is time, and this one is called as the beta distribution. This one is optimistic time. This one is called as most likely time, and this one is called as pessimistic time. For beta distribution, the mean expected time is given as one weight is given to T0, 4 weight is given to Tm, 1 weight is given to Tp. Weight given is 1 plus 4 plus 1, 1 plus 4 plus 1, that equal to 6. So we never used to write basically 1. So it is T0 plus 4 Tm plus Tp divided by 6. Right here. Since it's a probabilistic model, the variance is given by sigma square equals to Tp minus T0 divided by 6 whole square, and the standard deviation is under root of sigma. So that is sigma only, is under root of, or is just, this is under root is square, no? So this is just equal to Tp minus T0 divided by 6. Depending upon the standard deviation, there exists a probability that this will be a successful model or will not be a successful model. Critical path method, it is a repetitive job. So just like we are doing the painting or we are doing some civil construction, plaster work, the time is always fixed. So this is only one thing, that is 1 T, and here is T is given by T0 plus 4 times of Tn plus Tp divided by 6. And there exists a probability, it is 100% true, that within this day this work will be finished up. So in the PERT we require the every process is event oriented, whereas the critical path method every process is activity oriented. Now what is the difference between event and activity? Both require time. Both requires time. Even you do anything here, you require certain time. Even activity also require a certain time. The major difference is that the event oriented required resources. Resources, there is a basic difference between the activity and event. Both require time, but activity requires resources and event does not require any type of resources, independent of resources. This is the precedence of this one. What is the meaning of these numbers? S, E, T, U. These are all activity. Now does it mean that can we start this activity once we finish S as well as T? If you finish this activity, can we start this activity? Or so S and T must finish before you start the E. That is the precedence diagram. S, U has given the latter precedence and S and T given the higher precedence. Both activity T and U cannot begin until the S is finished. So this means that we cannot start U and T till we finish P as well as S. But we can do U and T concurrently. So precedence is given for P and S. So U and T you cannot start till you finish the P and S. Network diagram, multiple arrows from 20 to 30 are not allowed. Either you can show this way, show some T like this. This is totally avoided. You have to always avoid this type of network. But let's have a meaning of this one. What is the meaning of this one? Is the activity T and U will start after S? So is it necessary that S must complete before you start T and U? And is V must start after T and U both are finished? So this inference must be drawn in the second network diagram, which will be drawn using dummy activity, and this activity does not consume any time, but is used to represent the precedence. So this complexity can be avoided using the dummy activity. So we'll start first 10, we'll finish up 20. It means that the activity S is complete. Then we can start activity T, correct? So we'll show activity 20 here, and we introduce here one dummy member. This dummy member is normally shown by dotted line, and it does not consume any time. This activity is equals to what? T. It means that this and this, they have taken the same time. And now you can have the another activity which is going concurrent. Now this means that you can start T and U, but is the double arrow like this is avoided by using this extra dummy activity. And this activity does not take any time. Suppose this activity take 10 days, it means that you will available at 10 days, and this will also available at 10 days. So after 10 days, can we start T and U both? So if the multiple arrow from two nodes is avoided, and once you finish T and U now, can we start activity V? So we can very well start activity V now. Now see, what is the first one? First diagram says that for T and U, S must finish. According to this figure, does it also have same information? This take 10 days, this also take 10 days. It means that S is completely finished. And then we can start with 10 and U. And once we finish T and U, somewhere here 30, I required one additional number equals to what? 50 here. Then can we start V? So we have a same meaning, but is this problem is avoided? Because I have just given the example of 2 arrow. If there are 3 arrow, 4 arrow, is it very difficult to read them? So this is the use of what? Dummy activity. Dummy activity mainly consume no time, no resources, and the basic job is to give the clear idea about the precedence. So there is no precedence for A and there is no precedence of B. It means that on the very first day you can start A and you can start B. But rather than drawing this diagram in this way, if you better to draw this one is 10, then you go by one branch here and then you go by another branch here. Now I will say this is 10, somewhere is 20, is it correct? So this one is A and this one is B. Does it has the same meaning? Is my activity start at T equal to 0? So you always avoid branching like this, always prefer this way. Is the meaning of this and is the meaning of this is same. There is no precedence for A as well as there is no precedence for B. But don't start the multiple rows. This diagram is okay for basic level, but professionally you have to arrange this way. Step number one. Now, is the activity C is just completed after A? It means that if I start this arrow like this, can I write this equals to C? And does it mean that the C is entirely dependent on A? So this is my rough sketch. So I am preparing like this. So the step number, this is third step is clear. This activity D is dependent on A as well as B. That is, you cannot start D before you finish A and B simultaneously. But we have two different branches like A here and B here. So we must introduce one dummy which consume time equals to 0. Now if I show this dummy, it means that A is completed as well as A is completed by this way and B is also completed. So can I start my next branch equals to D? So E cannot start till we finish C and D. C and D we have shown here. So rather we will show this C and D here, and I will introduce one node right now here. does it mean that C and D is finished here? And can I start my next activity equals to E? Now check that. Is E must be start after C and D is finished. So by this time is C and D is finished. Okay. For activity F, B and D must finish. D is finished by this time and B is finished by this time. So we will have one dummy activity. Now this dummy activity shows that time equal to 0. After D, it means that the activity is complete, and at the same time I want B also complete. So I will start from this one dummy activity, and this also requires 0 time. It means that the B was finished, and if I go via this, D is finished. So I can start my next activity equals to F. Now for G, E and F must finish. It means that I will take this value somewhere here. I will take this F somewhere here. I will introduce this node. As soon as I introduce this node, does it mean that E and F are completed? And now I can very well start G. So this is my last activity and this is my last node. So this one is G. So this is how the network diagram is prepared. Okay, we'll cross check this whether the diagram is correct or wrong. We'll go by reverse side. Is according to this figure, E and F must precede before G. So G, E and F must precede. This F, according to this F, this D and this B must finish. So this F is finished. Before E, there are two activities. One is C and D. They must precede. Then we'll go to D. Before D, one route is coming via this path and one route is coming via this path. It means that is A and B both finished. So that is correct. According to C, there is only one arrow incoming. It means that A is preceded by C. That is how the diagram is. What is the activity time required for A? Is 2 days. What is the time required for B? Is 1 day. To start with 0. How much time required for this one is 2. So you start writing 2. 0 plus 2, 2. And you write here 0 and 1. But if you go along this one, this is 2 and 0. So this value is 2. Forward calculation. I will start with t equal to 0. How many days required for complete the A? 2. So you write 2 because there is only one previous arrow. For this one, do you have 2 arrow, previous arrow. Your time is 1, and if you come along this one, this time is 2. So this one is 0, this time is 2. Out of this, which one is maximum, you have to final. So maximum time equals to 2. It means that after 2 days, we can start D. And this is what it says. Because A will finish up by how many days? 2. And B will finish up by 1 day. Still you have to wait for 1 more day. Because A was not going to finish up by that time. Okay, 2 is maximum. Maximum you have to select by all routes. For this arrow, how many previous arrow? 2. So let's do the calculation from this arrow. This one is 2 plus 3 is 5. And now start from this one. 2 plus 2, that equal to 4. Now you have to select max from this. So that is the final value equals to 5. Is okay? Is it okay? How many arrow below this one? How many arrow behind this one? 2. This arrow is what? 0. And this is 0. What is the previous calculation? 2 plus 0. So one value is 2. But if you come via this path, is it 5 plus 0 equals to 5? So you have to select which value? Max. So what is the value? 5. How many arrows precede to 60? 2 arrow. One arrow is coming from this side. Is it 5 number? 5 plus 1, 6. So one calculation is 5 plus 1, 6. From this is 5. 5 plus 3, 8. So what is the number selected? Max equals to 8. And there is only one arrow, so there is no decision. It is 9. It means that in 9 days, you can finish the complete execution.